power of vision. Habakkuk 2:1-3 says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered and said, write the vision, make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Let me ask you several questions. How did Michael Jordan become the best basketball player in the world? And how did Donald, your fired Trump, rise up from the ashes of bankruptcy to the heights of success again? And how did I leave a small little island called Bermuda and go on in my life to become the CEO of several companies, an author, a speaker, a minister, and visit Africa, Europe, South America, Central America, traveling around the world to deliver a message of hope and empowerment to people from all walks of life? The answer is simple: vision. If you're going to take your life from ordinary to extraordinary, you must have a vision for your life. When you move out of the ordinary to begin your journey to greatness, you will encounter many, many roadblocks. And your vision is going to help you to focus on where you intend to go, where you intend to end up, and not the roadblocks. It helps you with your focus primarily. Vision is the ability to tell yourself that I'm going after something more in my life. It is also knowing that this is God's way of gently nudging you to become something more, to do something more, something better, something greater. Solomon, one of the wisest men that ever existed, is quoted as saying, without a vision, people perish. One of the things I do know about vision is this: when you write a vision, this is going to give you more control. Your life will stop spiraling out of control. In fact, I guarantee you that if you would just take the time to go through the exercise that I'm about to give you, you will live your life beyond your wildest imagination. In fact, you're going to live the life that you deserve, with an abundance of joy and health and success and prosperity. Stephen Covey believes that most people struggle with life balance simply because they haven't paid the price to decide what is really important to them. So let's talk a little bit about vision. Vision is the single most important aspect for living life on purpose. Without it, you will become frustrated, you will lack direction, you will be unable to fulfill your purpose and maximize your potential. Number two, a vision gives you deliberate focus on the end results or your consummate outcome. When you write that vision down, you have more focus. Your vision requires goals. Here's the thing: never ever set goals which are not directly related to your vision. What does that do? It helps you to put yourself where you see yourself. If you cannot see it, you cannot have it. Your vision requires strategies. Why do we need to attach strategies to vision? Because when you move into a new realm or you have new opportunities, you don't want to use the same old strategies. And when you need new strategies, you're going to know that, because the old ones are just no longer going to work. When you talk about strategies, your strategies have to be sharp. They got to be bold, they got to be focused, they got to be flexible, and they got to be specific. And this is why writing the vision is important. It helps everything to come back into divine alignment. Vision is necessary, just like strategy and just like goals. And if you write your strategies and if you have goals, it's going to help you to know how to deal with life and how to deal with crisis and how to deal with problems and how to overcome them and how to become and how to do. And it's basically going to help you with your focus so that you can surmount every obstacle that comes into your way. Vision helps you with your life strategies, with your educational strategies, with your relational strategies, with your financial strategies. It helps you to discern what revenue generating strategies I need. It helps you with your leadership strategies, your prayer strategies, your spiritual growth and development strategies. It helps you with transitional strategies. Look at those words, strategies. Crisis strategies, business strategies, wealth building and investment strategies. Those of you that are industry leaders, everyone knows that if you're going to stay on the edge and continue to be number one, you are going to have industry specific strategies. And then those of you that are involved in changing this world at a global level, you need global strategies. And then here's another caveat. Many of us want health, but we haven't sat down to plot our lives out with health strategies. We need physical health, mental health, psychological health. So when you write your vision, several things happen. It brings you back to focusing on what do I really want in life? Who do I want to do life with? You are able to then look at your family, whether it's immediate or extended, so that you can develop a strategy to keep your family together, to keep the dynamics, to heal anything that's going on that might have caused you to be offended. It gives you the ability for personal growth, development. You're able to look at your career and say, look, if I didn't have to make money, what would I attempt to do if I definitely knew that I could not fail? This is important, and I think what Robert Schuller said is so important. If you knew that you could not fail, what would you do? When you have a vision, you're able to deal with networks, either extending the platforms of your networks, you're able to deal with relationships, you're able to select the kind of recreation you want to get involved with so that you can renew the fun things that you like to do. And you're able to do it with specificities. When you write a vision, you're able to deal with your spiritual growth, your spiritual development. You're able to deal with worship, fellowship, your spiritual needs. Writing a vision is so important because without vision, without action, without a dream, you're living a life of drudgery. Vision without action, therefore, is a dream that never can come to pass. Action without vision is simply passing time. Vision is making a positive difference. And this is what Joel Barker said. I love this particular quote. It's a quote from someone that should have made the quote anyway. She said, the greatest tragedies in life are people who have sight but no vision. How apropos for Helen Keller to challenge us about having vision. When we talk about vision, Habakkuk was given an instruction from God. He said, write it. You should be able to write a personal vision, a vision that will give you a clear point of reference for your life, for your ministry, for your marriage, for your career, for your calling. And if you're going to write a vision, there are 4 P's for writing a vision. P number 1, it should be written personally. I know a whole bunch of people that borrow other people's vision. Let me tell you something. If you write it personally, then you don't have to keep checking this person and that person to try to figure out what they're doing and how they're doing it. You will stop living outside in and you'll start living inside out. When you write your personal vision, it should be based on your personal research about yourself and your assessment of who you are, your gifts, your talents. These are the main things that motivate me and bring joy to me and satisfaction to me because I basically know what I'm called to do. I don't have to check with what anyone else is doing, no matter whether or not they are doing something similar. I just have to go into my secret place and ask God, what should I do next? And come out with the assurance that I'm living my life right on track. When I think about writing it personally, you should ask yourself this question. What are my greatest strengths, my abilities, my traits? What are the things that I do absolutely the best. Now, there are at least two things that you could start doing, and you could do it with all your strength and all your power, and you could do those things that bring you the most joy. The next P is that you should state your vision passionately. When it comes to passion, it's that thing that generates either the greatest joy or the greatest sorrow. Passion to me is self-generated, and it's a self-generating tool that you can use when times of discouragement. Your passion is going to get you up out of bed and is going to get you hitting the streets and pounding the pavement to bring that vision to pass, that passion. You have the ability to motivate yourself, and that's what passion is all about. When you are able to concentrate on your purpose, to maximize your potential, and to live out your dream, when you do that, you now hold the secret right in your hand to living life not only on purpose, but with passion. That's the thing that gets me out of bed every single day. The passion for what I do. It gets me up in the morning. It keeps me going late at night. And guess what? I end up going to bed very, very seldom exhausted. In fact, I always go to bed excited. I have to tell myself, you better go to sleep so that you could wake up in the morning. And sometimes I go to bed and I feel like, wow, I almost don't want to go to sleep because I don't want to miss out on something that potentially and possibly take me further into realizing my dreams and goals. One of the things about passion is that it's an attitude, and your attitude sets the mood for everyone and everything around you. They get excited because you're excited, especially those people that work with you and work for you. If you are excited about something and fascinated about something, then people's fascination and excitement is turned on as well. One of the things that someone once said, and they said it like this: chase down your passion like it's the last bus of the night. This is what a guy by the name of Glad Adams, and look at his name, Glad, of all names, and he has the right to talk about passion. Here's the next P. You've got to state your vision presently. The Bible says in Proverbs 23:7, as a man thinketh in his heart, right now. State it presently, not I will do this. State it presently. There's something that goes on in the human psyche that when you state it presently, automatically you are giving yourself permission to do it and to do it now. Well, what should you be doing in the present season? Not tomorrow, not the next day, in the present season. One of the things I say is, I'm not where I need to be, but thank God I'm not where I used to be. So it's okay. I'm okay right now. I'm on my way. But what do I need to do right now? Vision is one of those things that so many people ask about. How do I write my vision? How do I make it plain? Where do I start? And when you hear the word vision, it sounds so overwhelming. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you about 10 different areas that you can begin to write your vision in. And if you write your vision in these 10 areas, I believe that you're going to be able to live your life beyond your wildest imagination. God bless you.
Join Dr. Cindy Trimm for these next live appearances.
Welcome back. There are 10 areas that you have to be able to write a vision in. When we talk about vision, people usually get overwhelmed because they're thinking, oh my goodness, there's so much for me to think about. But I'm going to make it very, very simple for you. Remember one of the things that Helen Keller said, the greatest tragedies in life are people who have sight but not vision. So here are the areas that I want you to begin to write the vision. Area number 1. What do I want to do with the rest of my life? This takes you to really honing in on your personal passions, and your attributes, your likes, your dislikes, your strengths, your weaknesses. What is that one issue or problem that you will be known for addressing or solving? What is your brand? What do you connect with? What sparks your passion? Why do you want to start here? You want to start here because you want to be able to write a simple, concise vision statement for your life. My vision statement is simple. I'm here to empower people to discover purpose and maximize potential. That's my vision statement. That's what I'm wired to do. I'm using my gifts, my talents, my core value. Everything is driving me towards fulfilling that vision statement. So the first thing that you need to do is to gain a vision for your life by developing a vision statement. Number two, you've got to have a vision not only for yourself, but companionship, marriage. What type of person do you want to grow old with? Not just a person that you want to marry. I've traveled throughout the world and I've watched husbands and wives. They're in their, twilight or even their older years, and they're sitting across one another. And during the whole meal, there's no conversation whatsoever. Don't just look at the type of person you want to marry. What about the person that you want to grow old with? If you have children, there will come a time when you have empty nest. And do you like that person enough that you can live with them for the rest of your life? And when you write a vision for companionship, you've got to drill down. What personality, what age? Are you interested in a multicultural kind of exchange, or do you want to marry someone who has a different background? You've got to be specific about companionship. Those of you that are single, then you need to throw into the scenario. When do you want to be married? Where do you want to be married? You want to throw in specificities. What does he look like? And don't be shallow. Don't say tall, dark, and handsome. One day, things that are pointing north is going to end up moving towards the south. I mean, it's gravity. So you want someone not just with a beautiful face and a beautiful body. What about attracting someone that has a beautiful soul? Be specific about companionship, the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. Number three, you got to write a vision for your family. This is immediate and extended as well. One of the things that is so important is this, that when you marry and when you establish your own family, what kind of family traditions will you have? What about your family religion? My family religion is Christianity. What about your family values, your family heritage, and your family legacy? What do you want to leave behind for the next generation? And this is all a part of writing a vision for your life. Let's go to the fourth element. You've got to write a vision for personal growth and development. What are your educational plans, your educational path? How do you plan to enrich your life? What kind of activities? What are the specific books you're going to read? What are the seminars that you should attend? And when you write your vision out, make sure you include books, seminars, and your educational goals and plans. Number five, you got to write a vision for your career or your calling. Robert Schuller said, Robert Schuller posed a question, what would you attempt to do if you knew you would never fail? I like Nike, just do it. Where do you see your ministry, your business, your organization 10 years from now? You've got to be able to write it. What or who do you need to draw to your business or your organization? You've got to ask the question, do you need a board? What does your organizational or business model look like? These are all the questions that you're going to answer as you write a vision for your life. Number six, what about your friends and colleagues? This is an area we usually don't even think about. Now, Scripture says there is a friend that sticks closer than a brother. A friend loves at all times. Specifically, what kind of networks and relationships do you need and do you need to cultivate? Who are they? You've got to write it down. Who are your friends, your networks, your associates? And do you have a mastermind group? A mastermind group is important. And when you talk about relationships and friendships, you've got to be able to be very specific. Let's go to point number 7. Recreation and renewal. Some of us, have not built in enough margin, especially those that work from 9 to 5. You've got to build in enough margin into your life. And so what are you going to do for rest and renewal? In the book of Acts, Paul was refreshed on an island. What refreshes you? What do you plan to do to have fun and to have emotional, mental refreshment and refuel? You've got to be able to write that vision in that area. And then number 8, your spiritual growth and development, very important. How do you plan to be spiritually renewed? What about your prayer time? What about your place of worship? How do you get refreshed and refueled spiritually? We are just temporarily a physical body, but we are permanently a spiritual body. And if I were you, I would spend most of my time thinking about how am I going to spend the rest of my life since it's eternal. And I would spend some time taking care of the thing that is most valuable, and that is my spirit and my soul. Scripture says, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? Let's go back to something that is so important. Most of us struggle in 3 or 4 areas. Number 1, we struggle physically with our health, and people want more and more instructions on how to regain health or to maintain health. Number 2, we struggle relationally. If we have good relationships, we want strategies to keep it good. And if we have relationships that are going sour, we usually want a strategy for us to fix the relationship or heal the relationship or get a better relationship. And then we struggle financially. So let's talk about this, because if you don't have money, you want to get money. If you have money, you want to keep it. You want to leverage it. And so you've got to write a vision for financial stability. Now, here's some serious questions that you should ask yourself. How much do I want to retire with? This is going to require you to write an annual budget, which includes income and expenditure. What are you prepared to exchange for money? Whether it's a product or a good or a service. So if you don't have enough money and you're writing a vision for your life, you have to understand that there is always an exchange that is going on. People are going to give you money for an exchange, as an exchange or as a means of exchange, but you've got to exchange it for something. Either it's going to be a good or a product or a service. What are you prepared to exchange for the type of money that you want? And then here's something that's very important. How much money specifically do you need to live on? And how are you going to get from that first figure that you wrote down, whether it's $1 million or $2 million or whether it's 100,000, what do I need to retire? And this is going to determine what you do on a day-to-day basis. And then number 10, you need a vision for your health and fitness. Your body is the temple of God. Your health is your wealth. What are your nutritional needs? What about exercising? When it comes to a vision, don't be overwhelmed when people say you got to have a vision for your life. If you would just take to task an opportunity for you to sit down and write your vision out, and it will take you a couple of hours. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to get a vision book, and I want you to begin to divide that book up in those 10 areas. I need you to be able to allocate your time so that on a specific day, you would begin to take some time, focus time to write out in its totality these areas and be specific about your vision. Make it specific, make it personal, make it passionate, and make it present. And as you write this out, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be able to use your vision to establish goals, and then use those goals to bring about a strategy to bring it to pass. as you set your goals, you're going to be able to set it according to specific time frames, yearly, quarterly, monthly, daily. When you write your vision, it's going to help you to prioritize. You might be able to say, okay, Dr. Trimm, you got me now, but how do I make my vision come to pass?